Hello! Here we are again. Lots of tutorials this weekend, or this week. Just two, but that's more than normal because I usually put out like one a month. Again, I said it in the Atlantis tutorial that I did earlier, but thank you so much for requesting this. Um, it gave me a chance to check out some new music. It gave me a chance to try out a dance style I'm not very used to. So today we are learning the chorus to G.O.A.T or G.O.A.T by PACT. This was another group I wasn't familiar with, and I do really like the song. It's like, let's say like upbeat, but not in like a bouncy way. Like it's aggressive. That's a good word for it. And I don't usually check out these songs because I try to stick to things like I feel comfortable doing. I make a few exceptions. Off the top of my head, Girl Gang by XG, Super by 17, La 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 by Stray Kids. Like these songs I've done, but this dance style is one I tend to avoid, so I'm sorry like in advance if I don't do very well on this tutorial. I just wanted to give it to you because you requested it. My hands are up. I'm not a professional dancer. I won't waste your time though. This dance is not difficult. I'd say it's precise and it's quick, but it's not like the moves themselves are not so complex that they're hard to understand. There are definitely songs where I've just spent time like redoing one move over and over and over because I couldn't figure out how to properly coordinate my body. This is not one of them. It was just a matter of repetition for muscle memory and general memory of remembering how the moves go. Not a hard song. You got this. Make sure you stretch, you have something to drink, something to eat. And this whole video, I remembered in both intros this week. This whole video is mirrored so you can follow whatever you see. I will try to remember to say left and right as we go. Let's go do it! Yay! Okay, so the moves. It was very difficult for me to find any kind of references to this song's dance. I found a couple stages, I found a performance video, but they all have really aggressive like strobe lighting throughout them, so it's hard for my eyes to like pick up what the members are actually doing in each move, and it makes it hard to learn. So what I did was I went on TikTok, I pulled down a dance challenge, I mirrored that, I uploaded it privately to my channel so I could use it. If my moves are not what you expected when you requested this cover and tutorial, I apologize. I'm just doing the TikTok challenge. I don't know how similar it is. I did check the performance video a couple times for detail references, so I'm pretty sure this is the chorus, but if there was something else you were hoping I was doing, I'm sorry. This was the only mirrored reference I could get. I had to make it myself, so I've been doing this a lot lately. Okay, so the moves, we're gonna start. I think this song, or at least the chorus is entirely in English, I think. There's not a ton of lyrics in the chorus. It has some hollowness to it, which is great for this song. It works really well. But I'll try. I think I know the lyrics, so I think I can use those as like marking points throughout it. Okay, the one thing I'll say is watch your marking. If you know me, you know I eat the space in front of me like a starved man when I dance. I don't know why, but I had to really work on my marking because I was starting like back here and I'll come out of frame. Like I was ending all the way up to here. Hello. So it's just a matter of not moving your feet just because you're concerned that you aren't moving enough. That was my problem. This dance, the song is very high energy. I felt like there were times when I was just standing too still. When you get it up to full speed, if you do what the members do, it'll look okay, at least. I hope mine looks at least okay. But we're gonna stand center. Let's go. You're gonna stand center. You're gonna be facing slightly to the left. Your feet, don't press them together. You want them spread just a little bit, enough to help you keep your balance because you're about to bend over and then bend backwards and then bend over again. So you do not want to be falling. It screws you up right at the start, and then you have to restart. Or if you're performing, then you start off on a bad foot. Keep your feet just wide enough apart to keep your balance. You should be good. All right, so we're going to just stand. They say, maybe you feel like this. I think that's the line, but I'm not sure. But let's say that it is. Maybe you feel like this. You're going to stand up for maybe. On feel, you're going to bend your knees, and you're going to lean forward a bit, and you're going to swoop your hands over your head. On feel, you're going to lean back and throw your arms behind you. And then like this, you're going to bring your hands, you're going to bend those knees, lean forward again, bring your hands together, and then just rub them and come up a little bit. Just your hands, not your, right? Not your legs, just your hands. Then they're going to say, call me God. Now, I hope that that's right, because the title of the song is G.O.A.T, and they reference the G.O.A.T like slang acronym. So maybe it's like God, maybe they're pronouncing it wrong, but I think it's just God. Once again, I did not look up the lyrics before I decided to teach you the dance. All right, so we're going to maybe you feel like this. Call. So on call, you're going to bring both your hands together up by your head. Me, you're going to take a finger gun and pull it out. And then on God, you're going to shoot it in, and you're going to start this little bouncy step. There's a subtle like standout beat in there. On that standout beat, you're going to flick your hand out. Just before you do that, you're going to let this hand come down because you don't need it resting up here blocking the sight of you. Just let it fall down. On the beat, you'll flick out. That whole time you're doing this bouncy, you're literally just bouncing, soft knees. You're not shifting your feet. You're not putting your hips and shoulders in different directions. You're just rocking around and rocking around the Christmas tree. Why did I say that? And bouncing. So again, standing up straight, maybe you feel like this. Call me God. Bounce, flick, bounce, bounce. And then they do this like vocal riff. It's sort of like a groany sound. On that, you're going to take your whole left side of your body, your leg, your arm, your shoulder. You're going to lift everything up like you're stepping onto a horse. Is that a good example? Should I have just said stepping over something? In my head, it always felt like I was getting on a horse. Anyway, you're going to be bouncing, your hands flicked out. You're going to flick, you're going to pull your whole body around. This movement of pulling yourself should just turn this foot naturally. I found when I first started dancing, I had really heavy feet. Even to this day, I really, really struggle with any move that requires like a shuffling sort of thing. Switching heel to toe, all of that really can mess me up. It takes some extra practice. But if you find that's the case for this, just start a little more facing center if you're really struggling with that turn. And then when you turn over here, you'll be okay, even if your foot's still facing forward. But for the most part, if you find that you aren't too heavy on your feet, you should be good. You should just turn. So come over, and then there's going to be a hard beat. You're going to take your right hand, slap it off your left hand. While you do that, you're going to kick your right leg up and turn your head to look to the left. Saying it out loud, there's a lot of left and right in this song. Left it? No, I'm sorry. I am in a weird mood. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's go from the top. All right, taking it from the top. So we're facing sideways. Look. Maybe you feel like this. Call me God. Bounce, flick, bounce, bounce. Lift and flick. Call me. So that's where we're going next. So after you flick and you look over, so right on your flick, you want to flick your head hard with it. Come back and look at the center. You're going to take your left leg, step it out. Now in the TikTok short or TikTok video, TikTok challenge, they look at the camera. When they do this part, they step forward. So if you are unlike me and you know how to save yourself from falling off the edge of your stage, like If you can stay back, then by all means move forward. I move back because, as I've said a million times in this video so far, something about the marking with this dance, I just keep moving forward until I'm out of frame. So I move back, you don't have to move back. So we've come over, we flick. Now you're gonna look, step with your left leg and then your right. I'm gonna move back for me. You can do the exact same thing moving forward. Call, you're gonna take your left hand and point it up. Me, take your right hand and point it up. Now your feet should be together, side by side. And then you're gonna hear God. Point at yourself. Now there's little beats here. Point at your chest, point at your stomach, point at your hips, point twice at your right thigh. This knee's bent, so it's kind of laying in. Point twice at your right thigh and then fling your arm out. When you do that, you're going to follow it with your right knee and with your head. You're going to look that way. And then you can swoop your other hand out instead, your left hand. And I like to bring my leg in with this and sort of step in with the next move. So you're just doing a quick little point, 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 out. Good? All right, so let's go over that quickly. You just flicked. Call me. Dun, 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 dun. Flick. From here, you're going to take your hand and hit your hip. Yeah, put your hip area. You could go waist if you want. I think I tend to go waist. From there, you're just going to pick it up really quickly. I use this time to kind of just stand center, shuffle myself around like a tiny bit and get center and get back because you're about to move forward. So point to your waist, let's say waist. Pull it up. From there, you're going to pull this hand all the way out straight. You're going to bring your hand down from your mouth to your chest into a fist and then up. You're showing off your muscles. Show them off. So again, we're going to flick, call me, da, 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 out, in, up, call me God. And then they say, won't you get that or something? You're going to tuck your hands behind yourself and step forward. I'd say 3 steps. On the 4th one, try to get your legs out. This part of the dance at full speed is really quick, so that's just sort of what I follow at half speed. For the most part, you're just trying to get yourself up here. You want to move and you want to be stable enough that you can pull your fist up in front of you, a fist of your right hand, straight out in front of you, left hand on top of your right bicep. You want to be able to get to this point without it looking awkward so you can start stepping. Okay. So let's go from this point. Tap, 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 point, out, out, come in, up, down, up, and then walk forward. That was only 2 steps this time. See, it's just get a feel for it. They're all moving into different places, so everyone doesn't take the same amount of steps. It's hard for me to find a specific number. But you're up here now. So we're going to point our toes towards the left as we walk into it. You just want to do that twice. And while you do it, you're going to twist your fist with the motion. So you go 1, 2. From here, you're going to pull your arms out. Fists, open hand. I think open hand looks better when you're doing it at full speed. You're going to pull your hands out, step your right foot forward, and bring your hands in. And then you're going to swoop them out. When you swoop them out, you're going to spin all the way down. So you're going to swoop them up when you're about halfway, punch them down at your side so that you end facing to the left. You're going to face, like you're going to turn your physical head to face the front, but your body is all facing the left. So now we're going to take 2 fists, keep one elbow bent, keep one up by your chest, and one's down on the ground, pointing to the ground. You're going to walk in place. You're going to do 2 steps. 2 twists of your wrists. While you do that, you're kind of just rocking your hips with it. So to move sideways and give you a better angle, you're just rocking your hips. You're just doing a very simple step. We're going to 1, 2. Then on the next step, you're going to pull your hands up and then do 1, 2, facing forward. So again, let's take that back a little bit. Let's go from here. So we've come in, call me God. Walk, walk, walk. Up. 1, 2. Open. Spin and punch down. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now we're going to do a big turn. So after that second one, you're going to bring your hands up ahead of you or above you. They're not really in the front. You want them good posture. Keep your shoulders in the right spot. But you're going to bring your hands up, and while you do that, you're going to sort of twist your torso with it. And while you do that, you're going to lift your left leg and turn yourself all the way around so that your back is to your audience. So again, let's go from just our God, walk up. 1, 2, step, open, punch down. 1, ooh, not forward, down. 1, 2, lift. 1, 2, and kick and spin. So you want to really bend your knee there. You don't want like a loose leg spinning around. Make sure you bend your knee almost like it's a step. But you're going to want to put some power behind it. I'm eating up my space. You're going to want to put some power behind it just so that you land well. And you want to land hard and bend your knees into it when you land. That's because of the next move. We'll get there. So we're right here. 1, 2, flick and spin, bend. From here, you're going to take your right hand and pull it all the way back. Pull your whole self. And I think that's tell you I'm the greatest of all time. Come and get it now. Call me G.O.A.T. Greatest of all time. Okay, so now, when you're here, I think it's still instrumental. Yes, it is. Say that I'm the. And then they're going to say greatest of all time. On greatest of all time, you're going to go cross your arms over your chest. I'll just show you flat. Greatest of all time. So you're going to close, open. You're going to make like rock star symbols. And you're going to push those up. Lift your shoulders with that. So again, let's go from this spin, land, pull of all time. So it's say that I'm the greatest of all time. While you do that, this is my right foot. Yes. Take your right foot and step it back a little before you take your left foot so that you can slowly turn yourself back to face center. So one more, we're almost at the end here. We're going to spin, land, pull, and you can stand up a little bit while you pull. From there, you're going to have greatest of all time. Oh, of all time. I'm sorry, I keep messing up that timing while I show you. And then I just like swing my arms. I'm not very cool. I'm sure you've picked that up. I'm not a very cool person. But I just swing my arms. I don't know what to do. I'm sure you could add them something cooler. I think they jump. I really couldn't like find the momentum for a jump. It just kept looking awkward, so I cut it. But they didn't really do anything in the TikTok short. They just sort of come back together and center and forward. And then you get their little core move, call me G.O.A.T. So it's G, left hand on top, your hands are in fists. Your right hand's on the bottom. Both hands are facing each other, so if you were to come down and meet them, it would be the backs of your hands that are out. So G, O, you switch your hands. Make sure that you turn them so you still have your fingers facing each other. A, you're going to bring your hands up just above your eyes. And then T, you flick them out. And there's a little beat. You give a little shoulder pop, a little something, something. Those are the moves. Okay, dancing queen, I see you. Or king. You're a boy, you can be a dancing queen too. Let's go through all of the moves from the start, hopefully with me being normal. And good job. Kill it just like you do every time. P1 Harmony wrote Killing It about you. Let's go. All right, from the start. Maybe you feel like this. Call me God. Do, flick, do, do. Whole flick. Call me da, 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 da. Flick. Swoop up, call me God. Don't you get that? Come and get it now. Come and get it now. Punch. Come and get it now. Come and get it now. Flip. Make you feel the greatest of all time. Come and get it now. Call me G.O.A.T. Oh, I could scream if my dad didn't work from home. Thank you so much for dancing with me today. Thank you for making these requests. I really love getting requests for small or unknown songs. One of my favorite requests to do, because when it comes to the big songs, you know, Super Shy, Super Shy, New Jeans, Le Seraphim, Twice, BTS when they were here, Stray Kids, like the really, I'm sure I missed someone who's like massive to me. That was not a selective group or a exclusive group of every group that's popular. Please don't come for me. But when I see like a really popular song come out, I always try to learn it. So when someone requests these smaller songs, it gives me a chance to like check them out and learn the dance and feel like motivated to do it outside of like, oh, I gotta get my YouTube views, which once I get the request, I don't care how many views it gets. I want one. The person who requested it. So I don't know why I stick to more popular songs, but please always feel free to request small songs. That is never troublesome to ask for. It makes me excited. But we are all done. Make sure you stretch. You have something to drink and something to eat. And once again, please stretch. I slacked on stretching a few times throughout my dancing journey, and it has only ever resulted in injury. So please, if you do anything before and after you dance, make it stretching. But other than that, you did great. Little pat. All right, thank you for dancing with me. Thank you again for making a request, and bye. Sunshine, feels like diving. Time to ask you, let me know.